Hey everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel.
The grass ain't greener on the other side, no. You did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye.
Welcome back to another video, you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something I haven't talked about on my channel for a very long time. I think I honestly made a video when I first started waist training back in 2015. I want to say it was 2015. Also, I'm very sorry about the background noise. I know you guys can hear it because whenever I edit these videos back, I'm like, that's really annoying. I can hear sirens all throughout my video, so I'm pretty sure you can hear that. But I do have to keep my balcony door like a little bit cracked because it is so hot in here. I think I told you guys in a previous video that my apartment doesn't have AC at the moment, so filming these videos with the door closed is not an option for me because it's getting really hot in here every time I close that door. So yeah, I'm sorry about the sirens. They're gonna probably continue throughout this video knowing where I live. Anyways, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the waist trainer and my experience with it, all of that good stuff, why I decided to go back to it. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's get right into it. This is my waist trainer right here. I've had this particular one since 2018. So I had my first one from 2015 to 2018, and then from 2018 I bought this one. I wore this one for a good year from 2018 to 2019, and I'm just wearing the same one again. So it's, luckily enough, it still fits me on like the lowest setting, which is here. So I did get this one in a size small. I got this from eBay, and I don't know if it's still available. It's probably not available anymore because I got it so long ago. But you just have to be careful on the sizing because I have bought another size small after this one because I did want to replace this. It does have, like, you guys can see the boning and stuff is coming out in certain places. That does not affect me, by the way. That's not on my skin or anything like that, so don't worry about it. I have this right here that's coming out over here. So I just wanted a replacement. It's also really pilled. If you guys can see that, there's like some pilling going on. This has been through it. I wear this quite often. Like I said, I wore this almost every day for a whole year. So it has really been through it. But yeah, I tried to replace it. I ordered a different one in a size small from another seller. And first of all, it didn't have the boning, which really is it kind of defeats the purpose, I think. And also it did not fit me. It was like extra small. If this is a size small, that one is, I don't know who that one is supposed to fit, but actually no, I ordered it in a medium. That's the funny part about that, is it is like 10 sizes smaller than this one, and it's a size up. So you just have to be really careful. Definitely measure yourself, look at the measurements of the corset before you end up buying it, because yeah, you don't want to end up like me and buy something that is not going to be useful for you. It's a little windy today, so my curtain, what is it called? Like the thing for my curtain, this like beaded thing, it was just flapping around, making way too much noise with the door open. So hopefully I'll be fine without the door open for a couple videos anyways. So I have been wearing this for 2 weeks now, and I'm gonna tell you guys like the pros, the cons, what to expect if you decide to waist train. Because like I said, I have been wearing this off and on since 2015, so I can already tell you I know the ins and outs of a waist trainer, what to watch out for, all of that stuff. So yes, the sizing was the first thing that you need to watch out for. Secondly, when you first start waist training, you want to obviously start on the lowest setting, the most loose setting. It's also very easy to put this on from the bottom to the top. Don't start at the top or anything. I personally find it way easier to start from the bottom. But yes, I do it on the lowest setting right here. So that is what I'm still on right now 2 weeks later, because when I first put this on, it was way tighter than what I remember it being back in 2018, because I've obviously gained weight since then, sadly enough. But I was at the 3rd right here. I was all the way at the end and I wanted to buy a smaller one because I wasn't really feeling like it was making a difference anymore back then. Anyways, I'm talking about my prior experience to wearing this. So I was all the way here at the end. I was cinched up to the 9s, like that was where I was at back then. And yes, back then I did start at the same place as I'm starting right now. I'm starting at this like first set of hooks right here. And then yeah, like in a few weeks or so, I'm hoping to move on to the middle, and then eventually I'm back where I was before. I want to quickly go over what made me start waist training, why I stopped, all of that good stuff, especially since I was in such a good place with this. Like I said, I was already all the way at the end wanting to size down, but the timeline, if you look at the timeline with that, I stopped waist training at the end of 2019 because, as we all know, what happened in the beginning of 2020, COVID happened. So I wasn't ordering anything online anymore. I wasn't really wanting to wear this to the hospital underneath my clothes. This is not something that you're gonna be wanting to wash every single day, okay? Because then it's gonna degrade the quality of it. I wash this once a week or once every 2 weeks. I do wear something underneath this, okay, at all times. I do not put this directly on my skin. I always wear like a tank top or something underneath this, so it's never touching my skin, so it's not something I'm gonna have to constantly wash, right? Because basically this is how I wear it. I wear this to work, so I wear a tank top underneath, I wear this on top, and then I wear my scrubs over it. So I'm in multiple layers. It's not being exposed to the hospital air. It's not being exposed to anything else. The reasoning why I stopped wearing this, number one, was it was starting to get like, I wasn't noticing a difference because I was all the way at the lowest setting over here, right? And I was hoping to buy another one. The mail and everything from China kind of just stopped for a while, and it was really like sketchy ordering anything online for a while. I don't know if you guys remember that. I definitely remember that well. Like, things were taking 3 months or more from China to get to Canada, and I was always like weird about like touching the like post office packaging and stuff. It was a time to be alive, you guys. So yeah, I basically stopped wearing mine. I wasn't noticing a difference anymore. I couldn't order one basically, and I didn't want to be wearing this in the hospital every day. So I stopped waist training for those 3 reasons back in 2019. And I was still very like off and on with it. So I stopped altogether in 2019. Now it's like 6 years later and I'm trying it again with the same one, which is so interesting. But so back then I was off and on. So I started waist training originally back in 2015. I basically wore this for a whole year again back then. I noticed all the, you know, benefits and all the good things that I, you know, wanted out of waist training. You have to really set your goals and make sure you know what you want before you get into like starting waist training, for example, which I will go over. But back then I had my goals, I had things that I wanted to do, but then I also got a belly button piercing back in 2015. It was my first time getting a belly button piercing. I was so excited, and the thing rejected. And I blamed it on this, to be honest with you, because when you're trying to heal a body piercing and you're constantly wearing something over it that's making you sweat, that's like tight fitting or whatever, like that was part of the reason why I thought my piercing actually rejected in the first place, which, you know, lo and behold, it actually wasn't this at all. But I stopped waist training for a little bit to try to get the thing to heal, and then it didn't. So then I got the piercing taken out. I started waist training again. I think I wore this for like another year straight or something like that, or like 8 months. And then I got another belly button piercing. Once my first one fully healed, I got it re-pierced, and I stopped waist training altogether because I did not want the same thing to happen again, right? I didn't want it to reject. So I was like, you know what, it's better that I stop waist training for now, and then I can continue on in the future or whatever. And in 2018, about the end of 2018, guess what happened? My belly button piercing that I got again, even though I wasn't wearing this, even though I completely, you know, took care of that thing, it rejected for the second time. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to waist training. So from that point on, it's about 2018. I wore it for a whole year until the end of 2019, until COVID started. So the pros and cons and like what to look for with waist training. Okay, so this is not something that is going to give you miraculous results. You're gonna see instant results when you first start wearing this. You're gonna see instant results because you look snatched right away after putting it on, even for the first time. However, it's not a miracle device. This is not something that's gonna make you lose weight instantly. This is not gonna be something that, you know, when you start wearing it like a month later, you're already like, you go from fat to skinny. That's just not what this is gonna do for you. And just be realistic about your goals. A lot of gym trainers and people that work in like the gym industry are probably going to tell you that these things don't work, that they're trash, that they don't do anything, don't even bother trying it. It's up to you if you want to try it, right? That you should or shouldn't do something, that's completely up to you, okay? So the pros that I have noticed with this, you do notice a difference, like I said, right away, because it cinches you up and you're like, wow, I look really good in this top, right? It also, with the boning, if you get the ones with the boning, it does like lift your boobs a bit. So I have been asked before if I got a boob job, and I was like, no, it's my waist trainer. This is really good for shapewear. So if you are going to an event or something, you want to look snatched, this is really great for that. Although this one right here, this one that I have is like, it's thick. This is gonna definitely show under like thin clothes and stuff like that. And I already told you earlier that I don't wear this without wearing a tank top underneath it. So, you know, as far as me wearing this under a dress, like I don't think it would really, this type of waist trainer wouldn't really work for me. So that's the first thing that you do notice. You do notice like an instant, like you look snatched, okay? And what a lot of people will tell you is if you do notice differences right away within your first few days wearing it, it is your water weight. And I would have to agree with that. You do have to drink a lot of water when wearing these, because especially if you do wear a tank top underneath of this, you are still gonna feel like your belly and your back and wherever it is sweating. It's making you sweat in those areas. So definitely drink a lot of water when you are wearing these. But yeah, you will notice a difference right away in how your belly looks, but it's mostly water weight and bloating. It just kind of goes away when you are wearing this. What else have I noticed with wearing these? Your posture gets so much better. So if you are somebody that's planning to wear this to work, and I think work is honestly the easiest place to wear these, because depending on where you work between 8 to 12 hours a day, right? So you're wearing this for 8 to 12 hours a day without thinking about it, because you're at work. You're not really like at home forcing yourself to put this on. I do give myself breaks, by the way. I give myself breaks every weekend. I don't wear this on the weekend. I only usually wear this when I'm at work. Yeah, so you will notice a difference in your posture, especially if you sit at a desk or something like that, or if you sit most of the day. Even if you're standing and walking around, you will notice that your posture is a lot better. You're definitely standing more straight up. You're not as slouched. And I feel like that also helps with your abdomen as well, your core muscles. So they're engaged most of the day. They're not just like, you know, you're not just slouching and you're not sitting back like this all day long. Because if you have put one of these on, you know that slouching and like sitting like this in a chair, it's not comfortable. Like it's not gonna, like this does not let you do that. It's very uncomfortable when you try to do that. So it has made 100% of a difference with my posture when I'm wearing it, and I really like that. Also, your appetite definitely goes down, because if you think about it, this is cinching your belly, this is cinching your abdomen, so you are naturally going to have less of an appetite when wearing this. And that's one of the first things I noticed the first time I started waist training, was that like I didn't eat as much. And then when I stopped waist training, I would say probably about 6 months later is when I found out that like my appetite was getting like more, you know what I mean? So this definitely helps like suppress appetite without taking a pill, because I know a lot of people start taking like different types of pills to suppress their appetite. Maybe they do like Ozempic or something like that, or just like more natural remedies, different types of pills I've heard that can suppress your appetite. Anyways, those have never been really something that I wanted to personally try or put in my body. I would rather have something like this that is, you know, gonna do it naturally. It's not really natural, but this is something that I feel like is low risk when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, you're not putting a pill into your body. You're not altering your appetite that way at all. And these have been worn obviously for centuries now, right? So I mean, this is from like the Victorian era. Everybody used to wear corsets back then, right? And in certain countries, after you have babies, after you have surgery, after you have any of that, they do like abdominal binders or fupas, I think they're called. So very similar to waist trainers. So these are just, you know, just like, it's like a clothing item with benefits. So I just think it's very low risk in terms of suppressing your appetite. It's just like a device that you can wear versus like something you're actually physically putting in your body. So yeah, that is the two main differences that I have noticed with this, is that my posture is absolutely amazing with this on, and that my appetite has definitely decreased while wearing this. And like I said, when I stopped wearing this, it took about 6 months for my appetite to be fully like back to where it was. So yeah, I don't know, you could call that a pro, you could call that a con, but I think it's a pro for me, to be honest with you. Okay, so now that I've talked about the benefits with this, do I have any cons? I mean, not really. Like, this can be kind of uncomfortable at times. I actually used to wear this to the gym. I was hardcore with this. I haven't worn this to the gym lately, but I mean, I can. I don't think that there's any rules as far as wearing corsets to the gym or anything like that. I don't think that people really care or like look at you weirdly. But yeah, at one point back when I was wearing this more consistently back in 2018, I definitely wore this to the gym, and you sweat a lot when you're wearing this. So yeah, make sure you do drink a lot of water if you're considering waist training. I've been only wearing this for 2 weeks now. I started last week. I did a full week with it, a full work week with it last week, a full work week with it this week. It can be uncomfortable at first. I haven't worn this to the gym yet, but yeah, I normally just wear this to work. Anyways, you ideally want to start wearing this for a few minutes to like a few hours, if that makes sense. Like, don't jump all the way in and wear this for a whole day, because that's not where you're supposed to, that's just not what you're supposed to do when you start waist training. I waist trained in the past, so that's why I was wearing it like for a full like 8 hours, because I already knew what to expect. And I think my body can kind of like, I don't know, I think everyone has kind of like muscle memory, and you can kind of remember, or your body kind of remembers how things were at a certain time in your life. So like, I don't know, I had no issues wearing it this time for a full 8 hours straight, like for 5 days consecutively. But ideally when you wear this, I would wear this for maybe like a few hours, see how you feel, take it off, and then the next day try wearing it for a little bit longer, maybe like 3 hours, the next day do 4 hours, the next day do like 6, 8, etc. Like, whatever you need to do to make this, you know, you don't want it to ever feel like uncomfortable on you. So that's what I would suggest. And I also, yeah, 100% suggest wearing like a shirt underneath of this, so you're not washing this every single day or every other day or something like that. I have the boned corset. I feel like that is the best type to get if you are looking for one. And yeah, one of the bones is coming out, so I can show you guys what it looks like. It's just like this metal boning right there. So I think, I'm hoping that I covered it all. I kind of went through like why I stopped, why I started again. No, I didn't really go over why I started again. I started again because I liked how my body looked back then when I was wearing this very consistently, and I kind of want to get back to that. At some points I was very, very skinny wearing this, but like an unhealthy skinny, but it wasn't from this, it was from working night shifts. So yeah, I would like to kind of get back to how my body looked back then. And like I didn't really have any cons about wearing this, other than, you know, you have to kind of put it on every day. That's it. You have to put it on every day, and you have to take it off every day. That's really the only con. It only really takes me like maybe 20 seconds to put this on in the morning, so it's not that huge of a deal. So yeah, I thought I would try it again, see, you know, where I'm at in a few months, and if this makes a difference, then great, and if it doesn't, then, you know, I'll stop wearing it. But I don't think it's not gonna make a difference because I've already seen a difference. So that is pretty much all. That is why I'm waist training again. I just really wanted to make a video and just talk about it, and if you guys are interested in trying it, or if you have tried it in the past, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye.
I let you deeper than